Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Alphacraft. So today we're picking back up where we left off, and we got our house at spawn built during the last episode, but the house is barren. There is no decor. The exterior still needs a little bit of decor, but we do have a lot of the key decoration parts. The main thing that's going to be left is just a little bit of landscaping this episode, which will knock that out pretty quickly, I think. But we're going to start with the interior and go ahead and start getting that out of the way. And we're going to do kind of the jump cut method that we did in the apothecary. And then once we finish the interior, we'll do the exterior, and then we're going to pop over to the shop, put that together real quick, and then that'll probably be a wrap for this episode. So I'm actually going to start with this floor, I think. I'm going to do this floor, and then I'm going to do the loft, then I'm going to do the downstairs, and I'm going to do the basement section. So I think first and foremost in this area, we should start with the just the key furniture pieces like tables and stuff like that. Okay, I got some tables and chairs laid out. This is kind of the design I'm using. I actually love these designs for the chairs because they're not too tall and you can actually kind of sit in them and they're kind of comfortable, I guess. But I got chairs on the balconies over here. I've got two set out to kind of look out over the town, and a little table there. And a little table here. This one's made with a stair. This one's made with slabs. And then over here, another slab table. Another slab table. This is a stair table. Lectern. And then a little chair here that we're going to put a little flower pot in. To kind of look like a cup. So maybe we're having some of our elven wine or whatever. Kind of watching the... yeah, I don't know, sunrise, sunset. I think actually the yeah, it does set over there. So no, it sits over there. Okay, well, anyways, that's fine. Anyways, we're kind of watching the town. So okay, so next up, let's go ahead and fix the lighting because these lights are getting in my way, and I want to have proper lighting in here. Okay, I got the light kind of sorted out, and everything should be mob proof. But the light's a lot less heavy, and it's a little bit spaced out, and there is some dimmer parts, like over here I think is 8 light level, but nothing goes down to 7, except some of these little corners, but nothing can spawn here. Like this is actually a 6, that's a 7, that's a 7, but there's fence blocks there, so nothing's going to be able to spawn in that space anyways. So I think that's pretty good on the lighting. So the next thing I want to do is I want to shape up this the staircase and kind of add fencing around it and redo these blocks here so that we kind of have an idea of the dimensions of this all filled out. Okay, the staircase is done. I ended up changing this over to just dark oak stairs because I think it looks quite a bit better. And that way I don't have to deal with the stone over there and the changes of wood color, and I don't know, it all kind of like blends together real nice. So that's what we've got going on. And then I put stairs around here. We're going to add some potted plants or something over in that little section, just because we kind of have this little bit of dead space over here. So we'll just add some decoration to that. That'll be fine. And then to reach this side, of course, you'll have to come around like that. But that's all fenced in, so nobody falls nobody falls down the steps in our house. So okay, so the last thing we need to do is we just have to clutter all this out. Add plants, add storage type boxes, add flower pots, all that fun stuff. So let me get to cluttering this out, and I'll be back in just a bit. Okay, so now we've got this place cluttered out a bit. I think it's pretty well good at the moment. You can see I added some flower pots and some pillagers because they're so popular at spawn. I decided to put some trophies of war there. And then add a little bit of a potted plant, and then just kind of a little bit of clutter here, like a little crafting area, kind of as like a little storage table thing, and not too much clutter. I don't want it to feel too cluttered out, but just a nice little vacation home away from home sort of thing. So a little cooked fish there. Thank you, c-luv. I actually got it from the community chest. c-luv's community chest. And then this is kind of like a little cup sitting there. And yeah, and our banner. We have to represent our town, so we got a banner there and a little bit of carpet just to add some little splashes of green through here, and yeah, I think that's pretty good. It's not too much, but it's enough to give it a little bit of life in here. So, okay, so now we are going to work up here. And I'm actually going to do this in one fell swoop because it's basically just clutter and lighting is all we really have to do in here. And I do think we're going to put a bed up here. I think this is going to be where we sleep, maybe. Because I think it makes more sense than being down here. Originally, I was actually thinking about putting a room right here, which would work. But I think keeping with the theme, I think most of our beds would be kind of higher up. So we'll kind of live in this little loft area, have our bed up here, and then add some clutter and stuff, just a little bit of life in here. So I'll be back once that's done. Okay, I did add a little bit of fencing up here and back in there, just to kind of, you know, keep it open, but, you know, kind of like we did downstairs. Keep it open, but still kind of have it somewhat feel like a room, you know, or like a traditional room. Not our kind of room, but traditional kind of room. But you can see I added a little bit of carpet, gray and purple, and then another little crafting area here with a little bit of storage, a little bit of storage here, and then if we go down through here, this is the gray carpet, and little painting, and then like a kind of like a little vanity where maybe I shave with my shears, and then my bed, my big double bed there. So, and then a little bit of plants and a banner hanging there. Nothing too crazy, but once again, kind of just adding that sense of life in here. And then the lights, I did lift these, and it is all mob proof. So yay! Okay, so that pretty much takes care of these two rooms, which is kind of like the living quarters, relaxation quarters. And then we have down here is going to be kind of like the main rooms, and or like the main living room type areas, and then down here is going to be kind of more storage type space. So let's go ahead and tackle this area. I'm going to add furniture and room dividers, and then go ahead and finish shaping up the bottom side of these stairs, and then shape up this part here where this staircase is going to be, or where it is. So I'll be back once I get that stuff done. That's kind of the bigger points, and then we'll do the lighting, and then we'll do the clutter, I think. So I'll be back here in just a minute. Okay, I think I got most of the like big furniture in, and you can see this is starting to get cleaned up. I mean, I've still got to do a little bit down here, but I did add a glowstone block there, so we've got a little bit of lighting, and staircases hidden behind trapdoors just to make them set a little bit flush, and because I use them over here, I actually have a trapdoor here. It's kind of like a bar door, you know, like flip open, but it's so annoying to open, so I just cut it out. Just have it kind of open here. But anyways, this is going to be a food prep area, so we'll put some little item frames here is what I'm planning, and then we've got some storage blocks here built into the bottom of the staircase. And then over here, this is going to be kind of a storage room type area for like food items. Then we'll have more stuff in the cellar down there, but kind of just like a little storage room. And then over here we've got a little planter box, like an indoor planter box. Then we've got some of our high back chairs. And the table, I'm actually going with this kind of like corner bit here, and I'm just putting in 2 chairs there, which I think will work out. So I'm going to go ahead and do the lighting real quick, and I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, that only took about a minute. So anyways, we've got some lights put up. Everything should be mob proof, and we have kind of trying to keep these all spaced out nicely, so we kind of have more of like a realistic type lighting. So it's not too bright. And the little like work area is, you know, we've got the light right above, so we've got nice light. Also, when we're eating, we have nice light in the plants, and then we've got some light here. Nothing too elaborate, I don't think. And now I just have to add in a bit of clutter, which I think is going to make all this pop and be a lot less brown than what it is. So I'll be back once I get the clutter put in, and then we'll move to the basement. Okay, I've got a bit of clutter added. I'll probably end up adding a few more plates, maybe some cups and stuff, but I have to go back to my base and... I'll I'll just go whenever I have a few other things. I want to get some other food items out here. But yeah, it's a little bit of clutter through here, like carpet and stuff like that. Just basic stuff. And this little area I've set up here with some little food item. Of course, it's spider eyes and rotten flesh, but we could pretend like it's something else. You know, maybe that's like jerkied meat or something, and that's, I don't know. It's something. It's something from the woodland folk. And then we got some kegs up here with maybe some drink, and then our cups and a bit of salt, which is actually sugar, but salt and sugar and spices over here, let's say. And then over here we've got kind of a little kitchen area set up. I did end up changing up this a little bit, and kind of putting a border there. And yeah, and of course this is supposed to be like a knife stuck in a cutting block. I don't know if there's anything better to do that with anymore, but that's what we always used to use it for back when I played a lot of vanilla. So, and yeah, I think that's pretty good. Like I said, I might add some more plates and stuff, but I think for the most part, this is pretty nice. I can't put flower pots or anything here, so, yeah. So now all we need to do is we need to tackle this basement area, which is basically just a matter of filling it with clutter and storage and maybe some armor stands and stuff like that, and finishing out the floor and doing the lighting and all. So, and the lighting, honestly, I'll probably just hang lights like that is probably what I'll do, but we'll see. We shall see. So I'll be back here in just a bit. I also have to add some variation to the stone, because this is all pretty well just stone. Okay, so I got this basement all done up. I just went ahead and did it all in one cut, because it's the same process. Lighting, flooring, do the staircase, clutter it out. And so I've kind of got like a little storage area here that's just like a bunch of knickknacks that are kind of piled up, and you know, kind of stuff that we're not using at the moment, so just piled them up there. And then over here I've kind of got like a little workshop area. I figured a little workshop would be nice. So we got some leather armor laid out here, and kind of like some stuff that I made. Look at that. And then over here a little bit, this is actually where I'm storing all my stuff from decorating at the moment. I also popped by the iron farm and grabbed up some more blocks of iron, because we're up to our ears in iron, like no joke. Friel did an amazing job. We'll actually take a look at that later this episode, because I think we're a-okay to show it a little bit. I'm not going to go really in depth with showing it, because if you want to check it out, check out Friel's channel. Links are down in the description. You know, check out all the alphas. Great content, great variety of content too. So, and then over in here, we've kind of got like a little keg area where we've stored our drinks, and a little bit of storage here. And then this is just the wall. The workshop's back in there. So, and this right here, this is actually something that Disturbed X suggested when we were working on the apothecary for the cellar, which I haven't changed that over, but I figured I'd try it over here, and I do quite like it. I've seen people do this, I just never think about it, I think. But anyways, I've added some stairs to kind of look like broken stone for the floors, and so we have just a little bit of that going on, and yeah, just kind of spots where the floor is really worn down, needs to be replaced. Maybe I'll hire somebody to replace that at some point. So, and then one last thing up here, if we head upstairs, which now you can kind of get a feel for the entire building as we walk through it. And I was actually over at spawn, and I forgot to grab more like food items for in here, and the tables over there, but that's fine. That's fine. But up here I did add this because I was wanting to put books somewhere, so it didn't seem like my my house was super uneducated. Plus, I actually like reading it a lot in real life, so I needed to put books somewhere, and I decided it would make we had this really big open space right here, right? It was just like, it was too open. So I decided to put a double-sided bookshelf in here to kind of break this up a little bit. So you actually walk around the bookshelf, and you have access to books on this side and this side. I was going to put it in the basement, and I was like, I'm not going to be going down to the basement to read. I would be reading up here and just kind of enjoying the sunrise or sunset or just the view in general. So I could pop over here, grab a book, and come sit down in my chair and have a read from the book while I enjoy the view and the fresh air and everything. So, okay, so now what we need to do is we need to head outside and start working a bit out here. I'm basically just going to be adding some trees and some greenery, and I think that's going to be the main thing at the moment. So I'm going to cut, I'm going to throw that stuff up, and not not like regurgitate. I'm going to throw that stuff down and decorate this place out, and I'm also going to put the little slabs here so we can kind of step up and go into the house proper. And I will be back once that's done, and then we'll move over to the shop. Okay, I've been working on the outside, and you'll notice a lot more grass. I love grass. I just love it. I know a lot of people hate it, and they clear it all out, and I'm like, bone meal everything. I love grass. I think because this just looks too flat to me. Like, this is like, to me, this is like a pathway. Just grass where it's been trodden down, whereas this would be, more like wild grass. Of course, we're building a very kind of wild build. So, of course, I'm using a lot of grass and not a lot of paved roads. But anyways, I added a lot of grass. Added a little field here. There's no water source, just slow crop growth. But it has had time to grow. So we've got wheat, beets, and carrots. I actually harvested these from... I replanted them, so don't worry. But I believe this is Avamance's house. I know this is his house. I'm pretty sure this is his little garden area over there. So I harvested from his little field there. But I did replant them, so I appreciate it. But anyways, I continued the little pathway, kind of the way that Spider had it laid out. I guess kind of the same way. And so we've got a little bit of cobblestone and some planks and some leaves and path blocks. So I think that's pretty close. Maybe I could do without one of these cobblestone, but maybe do a mossy. I might do a mossy cobblestone. I've got walls, but okay, I'll have to do that. Anyways, if we come around to the back, I was originally planning on building like a shed or something like that, but I'm not sure how liberal I should be with the area, like building outbuildings. Because I thought about maybe even doing like little hand carts and stuff out here, but I was like, well, maybe not. This is more of like a vacation home, but I did want to bring a bit of our world over here. So you can see I did grow a big tree here and add some lights, just so it feels a little bit more like home. And then I added this right here, and we're actually going to be doing some big ones like this, but they're going to be a little bit different. The walls are going to be different because they're actually going to be stone walls and not like the wall block, but actually like blocks and slabs and stuff. We're going to be doing some big fields, and this is just kind of like a mini sunflower field. Since sunflowers seem pretty prevalent here, there's none over here, but there's a bunch growing kind of wild over in that direction. So I decided a little sunflower patch behind the house would be nice, and then I did plant some sugarcane around this like drop-off pond thing going on, and I do plan on keeping it. So I like it. It's got its own little charm to it. And then if we come around, I did plant a tree there. I didn't go super liberal with trees, and I'll explain why that is here in just a second. But anyways, you can see lots of grass, lots and lots of grass, because you have to remember that most of this building, of course, we're doing kind of a fantasy build. I know some people are doing a little bit more modern style, but at least as far as my builds go, we don't have lawnmowers, and mowing the yard actually wouldn't be a big concern, especially with them being elves. Like, we just take care of whatever nature we need to, and we kind of have the more open structures, and we welcome nature in. So I'm letting the grass kind of just go wild, and and not worried about mowing it. Maybe I could bring some cows through and have them cut it. But over here we have kind of like a little sunflower field, but it's a little lilac field is all this is. Just lots and lots of lilac, just to add some color. That's my main goal. I planted sunflowers on this side because, of course, the sunflowers are facing off in this direction. So when you're coming up, I think there's there's planned to be like a path that runs this way, I'm assuming, because there's a path that's kind of coming by my house. So if you're coming through, the sunflower patch up there looks quite nice, I think, up against the house. It's nothing super ornate. I didn't do anything too crazy outside of the house. Just kind of gave it a little bit more life. And then if you're standing over here on this side, or coming up through this way, you kind of have that lilac field that gives it a splash of pink up against the house, which I do quite like. I like my too tall flower fields. But we're going to be doing big fields of like everything. And I think that's the majority of what I did. Basically just bone meal and some little gardens and stuff. just to make this place, and then of course the leaves and stuff to add some little hedges. Originally I was thinking about doing like some hanging, or not hanging, but like trellised leaves, kind of like, you know, growing grapes or something like that. But then I opted against it. We are going to be building a vineyard, but I don't want to go too crazy. You know, I want to kind of keep it kind of close to our chunk area and just add some life up here where I know people aren't going to build houses. You know, I know there's not going to be any houses over in here, so here's a lilac field. Just to add some color to the neighborhood and stuff. You know, it's not like an industrial lilac field, just a nice big lilac field. And then I didn't plant any I actually had trees planted out here, but it blocked my views from upstairs. So I was like, gonna cut those down. I had one over here, cut that down. I didn't want to block my views, because that's one thing I cherish within this build is our views. And then, oh, one other little note. Check out this picture real quick. And that was all I could get, because I wasn't quick enough to start recording, and I've got to run back to base and get some more spruce. But yeah, a creeper exploded and blew this area up. And you know, I ran over here and I thought I could just knock him off with my sword, but he was kind of lodged in here pretty good and he didn't shift. I think he was like right in here with his back up against a flower pot or something, and he couldn't seem to come towards me, but he also wouldn't back off, and so he just ended up exploding right here and blowing up a lot of stuff. A lot of the stuff was salvageable, a lot of it was not. So I'm gonna have to get some cats. There's a bunch of cats around spawn, and so I do want to snag some of those so we can prevent creepers from exploding near our house, I do believe. But yeah, I think that's good. You can see I did add a little bit more food around here. And a big thank you to K1, because he stopped by my house and bought some mob heads and picked up some cocoa beans because he needed some. And he gave me some chicken. And so I've got a little bit of cooked chicken I placed in here. So, yay. But yeah, so anyways, I'm going to head over to the shops, and we're going to start planning out and decorating a shop this episode to finish out the episode. And then, yeah, that'll be our main goal. Okay, so I just popped over to the to spawn, right? And where we're going to work on our shop. Of course, this is our shop at present. Asgard's lighting shop location. We have a crafting table. That's what we've got. But we are going to start working on this. I was editing the footage and I realized we're already about 20 minutes, so really don't think we have time to do it this episode. It may have to wait until the next episode, I think. I do apologize. I know I got your hopes up, but we have a spawn house and I'm happy with our spawn house. Plus, I want to spend a couple minutes. We're going to check that out because I know that Spider's video is out, so we can show it off. Also, I wanted to show you this because Frill's video is out. But this right here, this is our iron alpha that Frill built. It is amazing. This is actually what caused my second death too, because I was trying to kill them. But anyways, this thing produces a massive amount of iron golems. He actually just added a second layer to it, and it's with a single layer, it was more iron than the whole server could use. But anyways, there's going to be a storage system set up to this, I know, in the future. So it's producing tons of iron, tons of poppies. Over here we have lots and lots of blocks of iron. That's just whenever somebody comes by, I'm probably going to compact them here in a minute. Just whenever somebody happens to come by, we compact it and dump it in the chest. That's why I've gotten, I think, around, yeah, see, it's like super backed up right now. I should do that here in a minute. I know I've gotten like 15 stacks of iron blocks, and it's just like, whatever. We'll just, I mean, I could literally grab that iron blocks and throw them on the ground. It wouldn't matter. And then this right here is just for us to throw the poppies in, and it makes bone meal. Kind of like my little setup over in the apothecary. Just a simple little thing. Hoppers. But let's pop back over here. We're going to check out Spiderweb Ninja's shop because she just finished her shop, right? And she's got her grand opening going on right now. And I figured instead of jumping into our shop build, we'll do that next episode. But I want to show off hers because it's super original. So I do, you know, if you want to see the process of it, I do suggest you pop over to her channel, or if you want to see stuff in more detail. but it's Spiderweb Ninjas Antiques and Curious Collectibles plus Cobwebs. And so anyways, this is the shop front. She actually got a ground floor shop, so she was able to kind of build down to the ground, which works out awesome for her building. I think out of all the shop types, I think hers is the one that probably needs that ground floor the most, because her stuff is fairly large and you kind of have to display it all. But anyways, there's free pies for the grand opening, and you could see Antiques and Curious Collectibles, also selling vintage bales, tumbleweeds, cobwebs, and details inside for items on display here. Now I'm just going to quickly show you this, so if you want to see it in detail, like I said, Spiderweb Ninjas, link is down in the description, so I don't want to steal her thunder and show off too much of it. But anyways, in here, in addition to selling tumbleweeds, cobwebs, and vintage bales, which these are dead bushes, I'm actually going to be coming by here and buying some of those because I actually need some. And eventually I'm going to buy like all of these too for a project that we'll be working on a bit later. But anyway, Spider has put in a lot of effort into this. It's amazing, and it's something super, super original. It's an antiques shop where they sell like replicas. This isn't a castle on a hill antique painting for me. This is a spider over like a cauldron thing. That's because of Spider's got a texture pack, and that's why on hers it shows up as a castle on a hill. But there's lots of really, really cool stuff in here, like All That Remains of Miss O'Leary's Lantern. And this talks about Miss O'Leary, her cow that knocked over the lantern that burned Chicago. And she's went through and written whole books. I've actually came through here and I've read through all these, and they're awesome. Like this is the one that has a lot of puns, so it's been restored to almost moo condition. And then like this right here, this is kind of like her her movie replica like outfit. So this is Batman with the cape and everything and a bat head, and then this is Teen Wolf. And then over here, which I got this one, but I can't remember who it was she said didn't get this one. This is Blue Man Group with their different little things here. And of course it talks about, these are like certificates of authenticity, and it talks about it. And if you buy these, you get to take the certificates home. It's super, super neat. It's not like any like generic Minecraft items or anything. It's like really well thought out. I love it. And then down here, there's some of the larger stuff, and this thing is probably my favorite thing. I actually saw this a little bit before because I was over here helping with the redstone for a little bit. I'm not going to show you that. If you want to see it, you need to check out Spiderweb Ninja's video on that. But it's super, super cool. Basically, it's a Zoltan that actually works. Like, you can ask it and you get a fortune and everything. It's awesome. It's awesome. So, but yeah, I wanted to just show you this real quick. Just a quick sneak peek. And if you want to see more, I do suggest you check out her channel, because she just finished that. Grand opening is going on, and it is awesome. It's awesome. So, and also while you're at it, you should probably check out JJ and Wilds. I mean, you should check out all the alphas, but that's who has been working on a lot of these big spawn structures. Has been JJ and Wild, and they're doing an awesome, awesome job so far. This is coming together, which I'm pretty certain I can show this off without issue, because their video the other day had them building up. I believe it was up that high, so I believe so. I try to keep up with all the alphas videos. I try. I don't always succeed, but I try. That's what counts, right? But yeah, so anyways, I do believe I'm going to end out this episode here. Next episode we will tackle the shop, unless... Well, let's see. We've got the collaboration coming up for the Guardian Temple, so I'm not for sure if it's going to be next episode but it's going to be soon. We're going to be working on the shop, so I promise. But we got a spawn house today. We got it all decorated. It took a little bit longer, plus I wanted to show off some stuff at spawn now that we're linked up, because there's lots of really, really cool stuff coming together on the server, and yeah. This is only scratching the surface of all the cool stuff that's it's kind of springing to life on the server. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, to stay updated with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. I have to go compact a bunch of iron, so wish me luck.